What up? This is Rashid Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver. Yeah, that guy. And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but they don't know jack.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, a.k.a. B Twice. And when I go podcasting, I make sure to rock with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but they really don't know shit. Twice.
There are birds in the backfield. Look at that. They're swapping running backs around.
Dalton to the end zone. It's Robinson for the touchdown.
What a shot. These DBs are going to bite. They're going to hit him over the top.
Burrow under pressure. Down he goes. Robert Quinn got him. And the Bears defense stiffens and pushes the Bengals out of field goal range.
And Chase to block Eddie Jackson off the edge. And look at him right there. That's exactly who they motioned him in for, to block number 4 off the edge. Got man-to-man across the board.
4th and 2. Burrow to the sideline, incomplete. He wanted Higgins, but Kendall Vildor slams the door.
The issue here for Joe is, can we get enough yards to get us into field goal range? Let's see if they can get a couple quick strikes. They need some chunk plays.
Burrow not going to get a chunk play here. Instead, it's the Bears who take a chunk out of Joe Burrow. Bilal Nichols with pocket collapsing again, and there's the sack for Khalil Mack. His first of the year. 2nd down and 10. 10th play of the drive. From the 41-yard line of the Bears. Burrow in trouble again. Down he goes. 4th Bears sack. This one for Roquan Smith. 5-man pressure from the Bears. Burrow from the pocket has time to find Higgins, who drops the football, and it's scooped up by Chicago. Deshaun Gibson's got it. And Gibson down at the Bengal 40-yard line.
Nothing wrong with Cole Kmet. If they're going to try and play one-on-one, man-to-man. Find your backs and tight ends.
Fields to the sideline. There's Robinson. Breaks a tackle, and he's got a first down. That's Jimmy Graham in motion on first down at the 29. Fields. Good protection this time. Good ball to the sideline where Mooney is waiting. Sliding down at the 9. 1st and goal, Bear. To prove it, but first they've got to get a stop on 3rd and goal. Fields with pressure for the end zone. Incomplete. He was trying to find Robinson. 27 straight dating to last year. As Santos puts this one right down the middle. Crowd trying to make it more difficult now. Burrow throws, intercepted. It is picked off, and on the run is Roquan Smith. Down the sideline. Smith gets a block all the way. The pick 6 for Roquan Smith.
He's not afraid to miss any shots. He's not afraid to throw the next interception. He's ready to rock.
Play action. Good blitz pick by Mixon, and it's intercepted. Jalen Johnson with the pick. And Burrow, who had gone 199. Bengals' last 3 possessions all have ended in turnovers. Back-to-back picks as Burrow will throw on first down. Pressure up the middle. He's hit, and it's a 3rd straight pick. A 3rd straight interception. This one for Angelo Blackson. And it's 1st and goal, Bears.
Advantage he's given up out here. Now they're bringing in the safety to help out.
3rd and goal. Fields looking for the end zone. Mooney, the intended target. Eli Apple and Chase. On for the chip shot field goal. And it makes it 20-3.
Watch Joe Mixon help out in pass pro right there. Boom. Just get a piece of the edge.
Burrow looking deep for Chase. And Chase makes the adjustment. And Chase will walk in for his 2nd touchdown of the season. 42 yards. 3rd and 8. Pressure again. Field throws, and it's intercepted. Logan Wilson with the pick. And it's 1st and goal, Cincinnati. Wilson down near the 7-yard line. 1st and goal.
Look at the height advantage outside on both of these wideouts. Nothing wrong with that.
Burrow throws for the end zone. It's a touchdown to T. Higgins.
Look at T. Higgins.
Momentum clearly on the side of the Bengals right now.
Up in the slot. Not a bad option.
Fields in the pocket, helmets flying. Fields breaks a tackle, and this is what Fields can do. Scrambling for the first down to the 36. The Bengals with one timeout remaining on 2nd and 4. Here's Montgomery, picks his way forward, backing towards a first down, and I think he's got it. Justin Fields does enough today to get the win over the Cincinnati Bengals.
Welcome to the podcast where we think we know what we're talking about, but we don't know shit. But today, we know what we're talking about when we say that the Bears played a good game and a not so great game at the same time. But first, before we kick anything off, I got a little piece of business to take care of. You see this Eddie Jackson? You see this Eddie Jackson jersey right here? I'm going to take this, throw it in the trash. Because that's exactly how he played, like trash. How you tackle your own man? How the hell you do that, man? Okay, all right. Well, I need my all-star team in here to talk about this with me. Let me bring in first stat guy. Knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. My man, JB.
Yo, what up, what up, what up?
B, what's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. Just, Tuesday podcast. Can't wait. Excited.
Man, you got your gladiator shirt on, man.
Yeah, I was ready today.
The gun show. Pew, pew.
I was ready today. But, yeah, man, just I'm kind of torn. But we'll talk, man, because I saw some things that maybe some other people didn't really realize. You know, the game inside the game. But I'm excited. Okay, I can't wait.
So let's get the rest of the All-Star team in here. The X Factor. AB.
What's up, everybody? How are we today?
Man, what's good?
I'm feeling good. I got a hoodie on. It's nice fall weather. I got a nice little chill going.
Bear
nice
weather.
out.
Man, I'm
Bear
still
weather.
trying to hang on. I'm still trying to hang on.
Man, you know what?
Man.
I was too, but as soon as I felt that cool air, it's raining here. I'm like, you know what? I think it's time. I do.
What did your shirt say?
It's a Bratcher thing. You wouldn't understand.
No, I guess not. Right.
Let's bring press action.
You guys just wouldn't understand. I mean,
let's bring in the last part of the All-Star team. Last, but definitely not least, she's still Share Bear. Share Bear.
Hey guys, I have to keep it. I have to keep it now.
You have to keep the Share Bear?
We're keeping the Share Bear for this podcast. Absolutely.
I hear you. Okay. Well, hey, I'm also going to kick this off with Moore's. You got something now, AB. How it feel?
Well, you know what about that?
Uh-oh.
So I did get to try it. I did. I got to try both. But all the beer Damon left me, I left at Nick and Ivy Brewery.
Oh no!
So I got to try it, but my 8 cans I got are all in my friend Paul Ivnick's freezer at Nick and Ivy right now.
Oh,
so,
Paul gonna drink that shit.
I know, it's gone.
He gonna drink that shit. You might as well forget it.
I know. I was pretty upset, but that's how fun of a night it was. I forgot my beer. That's how good of a night it was. But oh well. I just shoot myself in the foot everywhere I go with it.
We'll get
Speaking of shooting in the foot.
Yeah, my lord.
The
Facebook
Bears
users are already here and ready to go.
Oh, somebody. Oh, Lord. Facebook user.
Horrible.
Please, who are you? Please let us know. Go on and subscribe.
Go verify.
Your name.
Yes, please.
We can shout you out.
So where do we start?
I think we start on the defensive side of the ball, actually. I think that's a great segue.
Right. That was kind of a bright side, except for the secondary. Well, Eddie Jackson, not the whole secondary.
You know, Tina, this reminds me of a convo that we had like a month or so ago when I went to the Cubs-Reds game, and my mom asked, "How was the game?" And I was like, "It was a really nice night for football or for baseball." And she was like, "How was the game?" I was like, "It wasn't good baseball. It was a beautiful day for football on Sunday."
Yes, it was.
It was a beautiful day.
The football on the field left a lot to be desired.
Yikes.
From both teams, yeah.
Yeah, the Bears won ugly. I mean, I hate to discredit the Bengals, but it was the Bengals, and you only won by 3.
So, but let's break that down.
Okay.
Basically, Bears defense held them to 3 points pretty much the whole game until the end, of which coverage did get a little relaxed. I feel great confidence that we got pressure. I feel great confidence that we finally got some sacks on the board. I also felt really confident, and I haven't seen this probably since the 85 Bears, and when I say 85, I don't even mean the Super Bowl 85. I mean the 14-2 Bears that were actually better statistically than the Super Bowl champion. 3 straight possessions with a turnover. To me, that's something to really look forward to.
Was it 4 because of the fumble?
There was 4 total, yeah, 3 in a row.
Or was there was a series
that
in
was
between?
total.
Okay,
there were 3 picks in a row. Yeah,
in a row.
Yeah, 3 literal, but yeah, I couldn't remember which series was the fumble.
That was
actually before.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I'm glad you said that. So, 2 things that I want to put an asterisk on is the score did not necessarily tell the tale of the game. It didn't tell the tale of the tape as far as that score looks a lot closer than what the game actually said happened, right? So the Bears defense literally stood up Sunday. And me being the fan that I am, I'm nitpicking, I'm looking. Eddie Jackson, he's been in our doghouse, but he played better than he did last week.
That wasn't hard.
It wasn't hard. Well, it wasn't hard because last week he did nothing.
He came to work, yeah.
Right. So I have to give him credit. I have to give him credit for the strip. That was key. That was huge. And I have to give him credit on that one where he shot the gap and just destroyed Joe Mixon in the backfield.
Yeah.
That was crucial because that was a momentum swinging. And if we see Eddie down in the box, we don't want to see Eddie down in the box just to say he's down there. I want to see him shoot them gaps, and I want to see him make plays. And although we can only really hang our hats on 1 or 2, actually let's call it 3 because he did have some decent coverage. But that pressure, that front 7, Roquan Smith, player of the game.
Hell of a game.
Sack.
Easily player of the game. Someone say Eddie Jackson stepped up.
Eddie Jackson.
From week 1, sure. I mean, he like JB said, he did some good enough things.
I mean, okay.
Not good enough for me to not throw that jersey in the trash.
You didn't put it in the trash. You just put it in the corner.
We all know you didn't throw that.
I wish I could take. I should take my camera off and show you. Put that shit in the trash.
You did not throw that away.
He probably did throw it in the wastebasket. It was the paper wastebasket.
Yeah.
We can pull it back out.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I'll get a
turnover basket.
I'll get a number 4 when he shows me that he's worthy for me to wear a jersey.
So you are gonna, hang on to it.
I'll get a number 4, but no, that shit is in the trash.
Well, he's not
cut it up right now to show you.
He's not putting it on anymore. But guys, we have to realize. We have who is this? Please, who is that? Little Junior?
You need to go. You need to go.
That was funny. That was funny.
My God, this guy's on it right now.
It could be a lady.
You're right. It could be. It could be moms for all we know. Moms did have that secret account the other day. So it could be moms. I mean, I think you had something to say, JB. I'm going to rant, so I'll let all you guys go first.
Well,
you know me.
I'm going to be. I just want to point out What else did you want the defense to do? 4 turnovers, multiple turnovers on downs against a guy who literally just last week probably won a game he wasn't expected to win. It's not like Joe Burrow and Cincinnati are bums. They're not. They're a formidable team. They have big receivers. Hell, T. Higgins is 6'4", and Kendall Vildor is like 5'9". Like, they had a lot of mismatches going up.
Yeah.
But they stepped up. Sean Desai gets a lot of credit for me because he changed his game. And remember, AB, we were talking, if his verbiage was too confusing, right, they need to shrink the verbiage so they can understand where they're supposed to be. And I think I saw a lot of that. 20-17, although that was the score, that wasn't the game. And I'll touch on that a little bit more later.
Yeah. Okay. So first and foremost, Vernon here, you're talking about Duke Shelley. You are completely wrong. In my opinion, I still think Duke Shelley had a lot of problems at the nickel. There was a lot he was giving up, especially later in the game.
Right.
Eddie Jackson did play better. Yes, he did. Still missed some tackles here and there. Tackled his own guy better than he did the other team. And still showed me that they have an issue with the deep ball. The pressure-wise, they did what they were supposed to. That Bengals offensive line, Sherry, you could probably touch on this better than even I can. I don't feel like they're as good as what we are thinking they are. I feel like that offensive line is a problem.
It is, and I think one thing that we learned from this game is how bad the Vikings were.
Yeah.
Because we saw that line hold against the Vikings defense, and so we're like, oh, well, the Vikings defense I thought was good. So, the Vikings are going to be in serious trouble this year.
I'm going to get to that too.
About trying to look at something that's on paper as opposed to when you really get in the trenches, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's these first couple of weeks we start to see, like, okay, how good are you really? And I think one thing we saw was Cincinnati's O-line, while it's an improvement from last year, which, I mean, anything's an improvement from last year. Yeah. I mean, Burrows was sacked and under pressure, and they couldn't. I mean, Mixon couldn't run anything. So
I thought they sacked him 5 times last week when they played the Vikings. Isn't that what it was? And then he got hurt.
He got hurt, right?
It was?
That's what I was going to say.
I thought they sacked him 5 times last week, if I remember right. But
potentially,
anyway, yeah,
it looked a lot worse this week. We'll put it that way. And so that what that tells me is, the Vikings really aren't anywhere near what I think a lot of people thought they were going to be going into this season, especially that defense. Ooh.
Yeah,
but Sherry,
exactly.
Don't you feel that at some point you kind of just have to give credit when you play who's in front of you?
Oh, absolutely. I thought the Bears defense did a wonderful game. I wish I had them in fantasy. I thought about it. I was like, it's the Bears. I don't know what they're doing. Man, I
don't blame you.
They were a completely different team. The secondary had a few suspects. I mean, they did allow Bengals to get back into the game, but to be honest, the offense wasn't doing them any favors.
Well, that's exactly why I wanted to go last, because I'm going to vent on that and kind of segue to that. That's exactly what I was going to do is, that defense got 4 takeaways, right? Okay.
And they were on the field the whole quarter.
Constantly in the fourth.
True.
They did what they were supposed to do, but that offense on the other side, guys, 13 points off of 4 turnovers. 13 points. Somebody had some traffic. That's probably the bus going back home to Cincinnati after that loss. That's probably what it was. But anyway, 13 points off of 4 turnovers is just not good enough. Running the ball in the fourth quarter is what this team should be doing. It should be their identity, and it's not still. Yep. I feel bad for Justin Fields, because on that interception he threw, that linebacker actually played 0, so he actually came up.
Correct.
But then after he came up and Fields saw that he came up, he read that wrong, and then he dropped back. I see a lot of pro like high level guys make that same mistake, which I can forgive that. But the fact that you're putting your offense in that scenario in the first place when you're up by that many points, run the ball. Your defense has been doing it all game.
And running the ball was working, so why wouldn't you?
Right.
Montgomery
Your
had
defense
the
feels
100-yard
yeah.
game that we thought, that
your defense has been holding them like that all game, right? Your
Take time
defense
off the
got you to
clock.
that point.
Exactly.
So use your defense, use your running game, use what should be the identity of this team, and it's still not. There's still no identity to this team because Matt Nagy won't allow it.
So
it's getting ridiculous. I don't think the Bengals are that good of a team. I don't think they're top. I would
they're
say
not top anything.
They're probably
They're not top 20. I'm not going to use them in Survivor.
At that point in the fourth quarter, why the hell are they putting the ball in the air? Why are
exactly
they?
My point is that they should not be doing that because
so
Nagy's going to nag
4-minute offense. Like, what is Nagy's 4-minute offense? I'm kind of confused because it was almost like, now I could just be looking at it through fan eyes, but it was almost like he was using that to get Justin Fields reps.
He was.
Instead of just solidifying the game.
And that's the problem, JB, is that he's not he's listening to other people instead of listening to himself and what he should do. That's my problem with him, is that he's never true to his own word. You hear him in press conferences constantly. He's lying all the time, lying about what's going on. You can laugh, but it's the truth.
I know it's the truth.
I have a presser that I'm going to put on my Bear show on Sunday about how he had a reporter that literally asked him about Justin Fields starting, and he immediately shot him down and said that was a scheme issue and that he wasn't going to answer that. Then walked out back, had a PR person come out and tell them that Andy Dalton is his starter. He is literally going to ruin himself in this town because he continuously does these things to where he shoots himself in the foot. And he's going to do the same thing with Justin Fields unless he plays him the correct way. Did any of you watch that Rams-Kansas City Chiefs game?
I mean Rams-Ravens game.
Sorry.
I was like, wait,
no, yes.
how sleepy was
Kansas City Ravens game.
I fell asleep, but I watched the first.
If you watch what the Ravens did on offense, I mean, I feel like that could be something that we should do. Yeah, not running as much with a Justin Fields, but RPOing, having some quick readouts for him, get him out in space, let him throw the ball a little bit. He's a better thrower than Lamar Jackson is today. Yet yes, he should learn how to be a pocket passer, but he's not there yet. He holds the ball far too long. He doesn't know this offense, even though Matt Nagy comes out and says that he does. It's just all a mess right now for me.
Andy Dalton doesn't know.
I have no faith.
Matt Nagy's offense. Like, nobody knows Matt Nagy's
I have no faith in this team right now on offense. And the defense.
It doesn't help that the O-line is so banged up where you're going.
I wanted to speak on that though, because the game within the game, when you actually watch it, the O-line did not play that bad.
They did not do terrible, except for when they did and allowed a couple key, big sacks. Like Fields got sacked twice.
Like maybe they're average. Maybe they're a little bit better than average.
But here's the thing: I don't think the Bengals defensive line is that good. Yeah, I think you're going to see more of what they do, against the Browns this week. That's going to be a much bigger test than the Bengals. Like we're looking at the toilet bowl of Ohio right now. Next week we're going to see the better. Fair.
Exactly. I feel like this team is going to be the exact same team we saw last year that beats up on the bad teams and gets beat up on by the good teams, guys. That's just the way I see this season going. I don't like it, but the more I watch that, the more I see the same old song and dance, and it's because we have the same old coach that does the same old things. He doesn't let Monty run the ball. He doesn't do the things that we should be doing to win. He doesn't give this team an identity. I still don't know what the identity of this team is. And Nagy's been our coach for 4 years coming on now. And I still see the same stuff from him. Give up play calling, motivate and run your team. He doesn't even know what the defense is doing every play. He gets asked in press conferences about stuff, and he doesn't even have a clue. On that taunting penalty, he had no idea what happened. I watched the presser on it. He didn't know what happened. He's on the sideline trying to figure out after the fact.
Right.
I hate that call. I hate that call so much.
I do.
I mean,
and that's a whole new topic for us to get on, guys. But
that's some no fun league stuff. That's what that is.
I mean, both teams had taunting calls. The second one, I was like, did he even say anything? I mean, I understand when you really get in someone's face and start shaking your ass and yada yada.
Right.
You know, when you're getting disrespectful, grabbing your nutsack and putting, that type of thing is taunting. But I watching both of those games in person, I was like, what did they call?
There's a difference between a player making a play and them having a little jaw back and forth and someone, just like you said, Sherry, actually taunting someone. There's a massive difference. And that's something that the whole league saw this weekend, is that I think there was 7 or 8 overall calls. And from what I saw, there was like 1 or 2 that probably should have stood.
It was like,
there's definitely like 1 or 2. Yeah.
Well, here's another thing, Vernon.
Yeah, I can't even think of who your tight end is off the top of my head.
It's Cole Kmet. And this is the funny part about this, is that last night, we were all kind of talking when the Lions game was on against the Packers. And you've got a TJ Hawkinson who looks like a world beater. He looks great. What was he, like a second round, third round guy maybe, right? Mm-hmm. Cole Kmet was the first tight end drafted.
Right.
And he's still not being incorporated correctly. So, again, if this is a Kansas City-based offense, don't you see Travis Kelce doing those things?
You also have to remember, you can't compare the Lions because the Lions don't have the receivers that the Bears have, right? I mean, you have Hawkinson getting 8 to 10 catches a game, 1 touchdown, like that's the best we have in Detroit right now, whereas you have other targets. But I do agree, because when you said the tight end, it took me a second to even think of who the tight end is. And that's not good.
Not in a Kansas City type offense.
No, I was literally at the game, and I was actually sitting right behind people with his jersey on. It still didn't come into my head.
And see, that kind of bothers me to this point. When you go into that 11 personnel, I saw Jimmy Graham. Yeah. And I knew he was just a decoy.
Oh, absolutely.
I knew he wasn't going to get the ball. I knew he was just in there to be big, carry over that linebacker, or make that safety come down. Like, I knew that's what he was there for.
Well, and if you remember, I think it was the play when Mooney dropped he kind of just 6 inches off of his hands in the end zone. Mm-hmm. If you go back and watch that play, you had Jimmy Graham coming across the middle. He actually was open and probably could have had a touchdown on that play. But Justin was fixated on that side of the field. And that's the thing about him that's odd, because he's usually holding the ball too long and he's always looking off the field. But he didn't do it on that play.
I got a question about that, too. Some people are saying that, oh, man, he overthrew Mooney. Some people are saying Mooney didn't make the extra effort to get the ball because it touched the tip of his fingers, so he should have had it. What do you all say?
So do we really want to get into that? Because that kind of segues us to Justin Fields. I mean, if we're ready to go, we can do it.
Let's wait on that.
Okay.
You want to wait on that?
Yeah.
We gotta,
because that's going to be
that's going to be the whole
time.
Damn, really?
I got a lot to say about him. Yeah,
I have a lot.
I got a lot to say too.
But,
I mean, everybody in Chicago has a lot to say about him. I mean, everybody.
See, that's why I said I love having to have this discussion.
Yeah.
Because now the perception is not always the reality, and the other elephant in the room is we know Andy Dalton probably will be healthy. He probably will be. But if you're Matt Nagy right now, if they have a great week of practice and Justin is with the number ones.
They have a great week of practice, we're going to lose.
But
you know how that goes.
I do know how that goes, but
every time Nagy says we had a great week of practice, we got our asses kicked.
But now you're going against a defense with a Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
With a Denzel Ward, a top-notch corner. Even though Jadeveon Clowney to me now is just a name, I mean, he's still Jadeveon Clowney. Like, you're kind of going into that Rams-Lions den again.
Yeah.
So that goes back to Nagy play calling, putting your team in the best position to win.
Yeah, and does he ever do that? And my answer is no right now. He's
JB,
still not doing those things.
JB, you know all the stats. What was, before Dalton got injured, what was his farthest throw of the game?
I can tell you that, actually.
Oh,
I actually have that right here. His farthest throw was let me get the chart up here. His farthest throw was basically 16 yards.
Yep. So same as last week.
So there's a funny thing about, you know what? Hang on a minute. I'm actually just going to pull these two things up right here. You guys give me 1 second, and I'm going to pull these two things up so you guys understand this and how this is a really telling thing that I noticed when I was looking at these throw charts today. So this is Andy Dalton's. So he went 9 of 11, 56 yards, 1 touchdown. Had a great passer rating, right? If you look here, he's got only 3 throws over 10 yards, correct? One of them was the touchdown to Robinson. So after he gets hurt, and then we have Justin Fields who comes in. If you look here, Justin Fields has 6 throws over 10. He's got one that's just under 20, another that's over 20. Granted, he was 3 for 6 on those throws, but getting the ball down the field more. So that also, on top of him being a little more dynamic, I'm starting to turn the page a little bit, because I feel like maybe when they have Justin in, he is getting the ball down the field, because that defense.
You can't tell me Dalton isn't able to throw a ball 30 yards.
But
so it's like, why are we running such a different offense?
Because of the fact that Fields is more dynamic and that he can do those things. I feel like he's making the defense kind of sit a little different, and he's getting those zones open.
Fair.
On the outsides, especially if you look at that chart, all those throws are on the outside, right? So
that's interesting. He threw nothing in the middle.
Exactly. And that's why I think that whenever Fields is in, you've got more guys sitting in the middle in the box trying to make sure he doesn't get out. So those one-on-one coverages outside, he can get those guys better.
And that's by design.
Also, if shit breaks down, he can use his legs as he did, as we saw the other day. Andy Dalton he tries. Jason Peters gave him a couple of holes the other day, and he ran. So Dalton tries, but Justin Fields, he has a motor. He has a motor.
Yeah,
but see, we can't get. Let me be real clear right now. As much as I love a dynamic quarterback, running is the second thing we're looking for, right?
Yes.
If Andy Dalton checks down to run, in Andy Dalton's mind, nothing was open. Read 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing was open. Justin Fields, however, might just feel the natural urge to say, oh, well, this wasn't open. This wasn't open. Let me take off right now.
Yeah.
We can't expect Andy Dalton to do that. What we can expect Andy Dalton to do is be efficient, which he was. He was efficient last week.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, Nagy is putting Andy Dalton in the situation to don't lose the game. He's not putting him in a position to go be world beaters.
And that's where the word efficient for me and you apparently mean two different things. Because for me, him being efficient is better than meh. He's just meh. He's just a dude.
He also wasn't. I mean, that was the plays that he was given, right? I mean,
that's why I said he's being efficient with what he was given.
What he was given. If Nagy is calling those plays and the quarterback is 9 for 11 and 1 touchdown and however long he played, that to me, he was getting job done with what he was giving. You look at Fields' stats, they're not anywhere near as good. So
I mean, they're not as good, but they're a little more promising if you look at the fact that he's getting
6
the ball.
for 13, 2 sacks, a fumble, and a pick six.
Yeah,
but fumbled it, pick six.
Was that game plan around Justin Fields, or was that Andy Dalton's game plan that he was just bringing out because he was the one that took the reps all week? I'm also interested in that. I'm also interested in, him having a full week of practice with the ones, having a game plan for Justin Fields, having a 15 plays that are scripted in the beginning of the game for Justin Fields, maybe we see a little something different. I'm hoping so.
So let's get into it a little bit. Let's do it.
You know we were going to do it. We can't stop ourselves.
We all chomping at the bit to get into it.
It just happens. It's just something. It's like word vomit. That name just comes out, man.
Let me kick it off. So Sherry, you said 6 of 13, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe so.
What if I told you he could have easily been 9 of 13 with 2 touchdowns?
He could have.
If Mooney had caught them. Now, do you believe that ball was catchable or not?
A-Rob's ball was catchable.
Yeah.
A-Rob hit him in the bread basket.
That was like the perfect ball.
Yes, that one
was. It was.
So right there, and that ball was pretty far down the field, too.
Oh, my God.
That'd have been over 20 or 30 yards.
Yeah, that was like a 30, 40.
That hit him in the bread basket. So that right there would have been another 30, 40 yards and a touchdown. The Mooney throw was just I'd say 4 inches, 6 inches.
So watch this.
If that.
Watch this. So we all agree 7 of 13 with that touchdown.
Yeah.
105 yards, 110 yards, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The first Darnell Mooney play, that was just a drop.
Yeah.
That was just
huge drop.
You're
You're right. Yeah, huge drop. Mm-hmm.
So that's 8 of 13. Feel me? The last Darnell Mooney play, which I'm going to say should have been a touchdown because the ball
placement. So you are going for should. Okay.
The ball placement, right? And anybody that knows, if he's 6'4", that's this.
Mm-hmm.
When you're 5'10" and a half, that's this. But if you go back and look, it almost looks like Mooney slowed down just a touch to make sure he was in bounds.
Okay.
And then tried to get it. So very easily, he could have been 9 of 13 with 2 touchdowns and probably about $170.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when you listen, so they're not looking at film, they're not looking at nothing. But I guarantee you yesterday, in that locker room, they're like, oh, shit, Justin's making these kind of throws? Yeah, we about to have a problem.
All right, well, now you have your opposition.
Yeah.
So, again, Vernon, if you go back and look at that first drop, you're wrong.
Do you have it, AB?
I've seen Tyreek Hill make that catch 100,000 times.
I could probably find it, but I don't have it on me right now.
Now, like we said, the touchdown, it would be a little easier if he was taller, but that's where you want your quarterback to put that ball, either touchdown or out of bounds.
Well, nobody else but him
can get chemistry.
He should have had that damn ball. That's it.
It comes down to chemistry, man. Like, he hasn't worked with these guys a whole lot.
Correct.
That's going to get better, and that's why I'm saying that I think a full week of practice with these ones, having a game plan wrapped around Justin Fields instead of running in on Andy Dalton's parade every week, which I can't stand this, and either just don't play him or put him in.
Was it kind of a setup?
I don't know. No. He's got a bone bruise in his leg. If you've ever
but I'm saying for Justin though, because Justin was like ill prepared for that shit.
Well, he was ill prepared because it wasn't his game plan.
Yeah, backup quarterbacks always are technically ill prepared when the starter gets injured.
We knew he would have packages, right?
Yes.
But Andy Dalton was going to get 90% of this game. Like, especially him going against his old team, he was going to get 90%, at least.
Absolutely. And that now that we see that, maybe after this week, I mean, I don't know if Nagy's nervous about him going in with this prep, if he doesn't feel he's ready, but I've heard Bill Lazor say, I would have told you after preseason that he can handle anything. And that's enough for me, and that's what I'm worried about. And that's what I'm the most excited about to see. But 13 points on 4 turnovers, guys, it's not enough, especially against a team like the Browns. There's no way they're going to be able to handle that, especially on the road.
Right. And Justin's mistakes too. I mean, we had the fumble.
Because
we talked about the pick 6 of how there, but then the fumble was
that's correctable, right? That's just
it is, but that's something.
It is,
that
but it
might not
also
be
is an error that you're looking at. Do we want our starting quarterback to be making these mental errors?
I mean,
holding the
I
ball
saw
too
Dak
long.
Prescott make the same throw, literally the same
Remember in the preseason he had one of those against the Dolphins too, JB,
He did.
where he tried to spin. Is this a fumble issue with him? Is this something that we might see, going forward?
I mean, but we got to give some credit to the defender too, because when
Yeah,
he came around, the defender,
but he was running with the ball carelessly.
exactly.
He wasn't careless with
he
it.
had that ball one-handed. Yes, he did.
He was one-handing it.
Even the announcer said that when you do that, you can't hold the ball with one hand.
We also that happened
we
to
had
Lamar
Mark
Jackson,
Sanchez,
right?
who had a butt fumble in his career, is not the guy to be telling people about that.
I'm not.
But I digress on that.
First of all, yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that
whatever.
guy.
But
always prepare like
a lot of quarterbacks, when they bring the ball down and they start to escape the pocket, comes one hand. We just saw that happen to Lamar Jackson twice.
Yeah. And he had a fumble problem too. And that's what I'm saying is this a fumble issue for him now? Is this something that is going to happen, weekly, where he gets kind of in a hurry whenever he gets his pocket collapsing and he doesn't know what to do? Is this going to be a problem? And that's something I'm kind of concerned with. Just like
I'm concerned too, because this line isn't necessarily the strongest one that he's ever going to have. So I do think you're going to see more holding the ball too long, more sacks when he could have done something with it, more fumbles and more interceptions, because he's going to be panicked at the speed of the game.
So bullets. I think this might be the first time that I think I disagree with Bullets, because he says you can't put any blame on Justin Fields because of the way he played. First and foremost, he's his own man, and he should, he's got his own tendencies, and what we're seeing out of his tendencies is a lack of ability to hold the ball whenever he's pressured or running with the ball. We see him holding the ball too long. Those are traits he had in college that others were talking about why he could have dropped. So I don't want to blame that on Nagy. A part of me thinks that Nagy might have been right about sitting him because maybe he wasn't ready,
So do we just blame that on Justin, or do we blame that on any quarterback?
It's a little bit of
Zach Wilson do the exact same thing.
I don't know if is it a blame. It's just he's just not.
I don't feel like
ready
it's a blaming
yet.
thing. Yeah, exactly, Sherry. I don't feel like it's something that we should be blaming him for. It's just rookie tendencies that he has, and
he got away with that in college.
He's not going to get away with
game, and we are that one-handed when you're spinning the ball. That's not on the coach. That's on him. You got to know better than doing that.
Easier said than done when you're trying to escape, make a play.
JB, you know how much I've played quarterback. I obviously know.
Well, I'm just
exactly. I know, but
I've seen Tom Brady hold the ball with one hand.
Absolutely.
It happens. Aaron Rodgers, believe it or not, he did it last night. He just slipped away and threw the ball off his back foot.
That was I thought that was going different ways.
They hold it, point. They kind of just all do that. So I don't want to harp on that being like a major detriment to what Justin brought to the field. Yes, feels what he brought to the game yesterday.
We gotta have a nickname for him, man, because I feel myself doing that all the time with that fields
right.
thing,
Fields in the field.
Yeah, fields in the field. Okay, so here's actually a photo that we got of that Mooney catch. So, all right, JB, what do you think?
I think that's a pretty good catch because look at his hand placement.
See, but look where the ball's at off of his hand, though.
So I wish we could see that in live time, because that still photo, it almost looks like the ball is morphing through his hand.
Yeah, it does a little bit, doesn't it? Yeah,
it does. But when we saw the replay live, you saw him do this, and it didn't hit here. It hit here.
Yeah. See, all right, boys.
It hit this. It hit the palm. You got to catch that.
It hit the palm? I thought it hit the fingertips.
I thought it hit the fingers, but
so did I. But
it doesn't matter.
That was
either one just to have the ball.
The touchdown hit the fingertips.
Okay,
I'm talking about
either one. You should have the ball.
Well, here's the thing too. That was a great attempt.
I didn't know that, Diab.
You should look at what Diab. Yeah, and that's something I was going to bring up on this. Whenever we were talking about him actually getting away with stuff in college, he really didn't get away with holding the ball too long in college because he was sacked more than almost any QB in college.
55 times.
I was not aware. I mean, I saw some games where
I actually heard that stat.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah,
but
I actually heard that stat on radio the other day because I didn't know that either until I heard it.
Damn.
Like, that's not a good sign. So that's something that, maybe that's another reason why you see Nagy holding him out a little bit, because he wants him to be able to, he wants that internal clock in his head to move a little faster, because it's not like you can see it. You can see him. Yeah. His eyes are always working downfield. That's great. That's a great trait to have. He's not worried about anything around him. He's always looking downfield. That's awesome. But the bad part about it is that he's kind of dissecting a little too long, which is going to make this happen, guys. But that's rookie problems. I've seen other rookies do the same thing.
Oh, his O-line in Ohio State was probably one of the best in the country. I wouldn't blame the O-line in Ohio State.
I wouldn't blame them, but again, I would blame, because a lot of here's what we forget. A lot of these guys come from a pro system, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that pro system still has one read.
Yeah.
So it's like we're running a pro set offense, but here's your check, here's your number. So it looks like. But then remember, AB, we looked up something before where there is a lot of stats that show he was getting to his second read. Remember, at first it was he only reads once. He never gets off his second read. And that was found to be not true.
Yes. Well, and I feel like he did kind of work through that a little bit, because he does improve. He does. Just like I always bring it up, and I know how much Terrence absolutely hates it.
Pressure on Fields. Oh, the helmet came off. That's going to be a flag as well. And
I have to do it just to get on.
Oh, no.
But he learned from that, because if you remember, JB, in this game, I think it was the nickel corner he was cheating up like he was going to blitz, and Fields was the only one who saw it.
Right.
And he told them on the line to readjust. The guy came. Mark Sanchez even said, wow, can't believe he did that. But that's what he's doing, is learning, and he's smart enough to do these things. So let's just see. God bless you. JB, you're having a rough one.
Right.
You sick?
No,
I think
allergies. I got him too, man.
The weather just changed from like 90 degrees to like 62.
It got you. It got you.
Apologies.
But no, you're 100%.
No, you good. You good.
With what Bullets just said is I watch a lot of Big Ten football. I probably watched almost all of Justin Fields' last couple games in OSU. And I would say that my genuine feeling was that their line was really good, and a lot of those sacks were him, right? I mean, he had one game, I think it was Michigan State his senior year, where he played just terrible. I mean, it was probably his worst game in college. But it was him.
Indiana. He played
Indiana and the Northwestern game.
Yeah, Yep, you're right. The Northwestern
Indiana
game.
And the Northwestern
you're
game
right. Yeah.
And let's not forget too, like, he's got a couple wide receivers that are still on that team that are going to be first-round NFL guys. Like, there's some good players on that Ohio State team. Like,
Olave was his number one, but like
that.
Sometimes, and keep this in mind, sometimes people just don't get open.
Yeah, and that's something that
because I can take you back last week to the Arizona Titans game where they were teeing off on Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. They were. And
he's a seasoned veteran. So sometimes you got to give the defense credit.
Well, sometimes it's the matchup. Yes, sometimes matchups like that just happen. And I didn't want to get into it, but I'm going to say it. I just can't hold it. Allen Robinson has to play better. That man says he wants $20 million a game. He has 8 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown in 2 games. That is not worth $20 million to me. He's not getting
had that in the third quarter last night.
He's not getting
TJ Hawkinson has had better, and he's a tight end. I mean, I don't even know if he has the top 5 stats within our conference, much less the whole league. I don't think he does.
I'm not sure about conference, but I mean, he just does not look, he's not getting separation. He's dropping. And I got into a huge argument in my Bears group about this because people were killing me just for saying that. I don't think we should pay that guy. I don't think he's worth $20 million. I think Mooney is going to surpass him this year. I guarantee you that.
We'll see what Mooney does. He can't be dropping the ball, but
I will come on this show in my Bears onesie at the end of the year. If Allen Robinson,
I don't want to see that.
If Allen Robinson beats him in all 3 stats, in receptions, yards.
I thought you were going to wear it if Mooney did better. I was like, oh, perfect. No. I'm cheering for Mooney.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't think Robinson is going to do it. I just don't have faith in him. He looks like he's unmotivated out there. His agent came out the other week saying 16 more games. I don't know if he wants to be here, but
I don't think he does. But I don't know who's going to pay him that much money at this point.
Well,
the Jets. Was dropping that motherfucking pass. I would be.
I was going to say besides the Lions, but
the Jets.
Definitely the Jets.
The Jaguars will take him back.
Probably, but I mean, nowhere that he wants to be. I mean, he wants to be a contender, right? And he wants to be the number 1 at a contender. He's not going to get that.
Yeah, and Yak. That's all he's doing, but he's not even really getting that. So all these past years when he's had Foles and he's had the man I don't speak of, a lot of those throws are double covered throws where he's making these great catches all the time.
Trubisky is the man that he doesn't speak of.
You know who it was.
Dumpsky. So, but he's not making those wide open throws, guy. Like a lot of those throws were like crazy circus sideline catches and, double covered in the middle, for 8 yards.
Right.
And I'm starting to see that trend, but he's not making the plays, and he's even less separated than he was before. I feel like he's slowing down and not speeding up. And that's an issue for me.
How old is he?
He's 28.
Let me say this too.
But he's had an ACL tear as well.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
John Johnson brought this up, and it was very telling. Scheme and matchup play a big part.
They do.
If you keep running your 6'3" number 1 wide receiver on 12-yard curls, he's not going to produce like you think. If you don't get him in motion, get him in the slot sometime.
You got to get his juices flowing.
Right. You
got to get him moving, man. Out running.
I can't say that's all on him.
In a while. No, it's
right.
not. But JB, I feel like he's the kind of guy that he's the bigger wideout. He's more of a earlier age wide receiver, like 20 years ago, like Megatron type, but not that good, obviously. Like he's one of those type guys where he's bigger. He's not as fast, but he's supposed to get those 50-50
He's supposed
balls.
to get the 50-50 ball.
But he's not even getting the 50-50 balls thrown him. He's had one, and he dropped it because offensive line's not holding long enough for them to throw the ball down the field. Like there's a lot of glaring problems I can see here, guys.
So if you watched the 50-50 ball last night that Justin threw to him, he didn't catch it, but that was good defense. I mean, we have to start giving credit for that. Like he jumped up, he high pointed, the defender just out jumped him and knocked the ball away.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not going to blame Allen Robinson for that. I am going to blame him. Right. I am going to blame him for this one that hit him dead in the 12.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. We're blaming him for that.
He's probably got a bruise on his gut from that ball. Like, that's how hard that ball hit him in the gut. And he didn't even, my God. And the announcer even thought, just because it's Allen Robinson, he thought the defender hit the ball away. That wasn't even the case. That hit him in the breadbasket. No. I'm not giving that guy $20 million. You got to pay Roquan. You're going to have holes all over this defense. I've said this 1,000 times. I've had this fight with AB, other AB, everybody, and their mother. the guy is not worth $20 million a year.
Franchise right now, he's like 17.4 or something, right?
Like 17.3 something. I think.
Yeah.
Vernon said it was a Wims moment.
It 100% was.
It was.
The difference is that he had a defender a little closer to him, and it wasn't a playoff game. That's the only difference.
He wasn't wide open.
I just don't.
And Wims was not a number one.
No, he wasn't.
No.
Maybe the other part of that is that both of these QBs he's playing with, he hasn't had any reps yet. He didn't play any preseason.
This is his preseason to a degree.
This is his preseason. So maybe this is him warming up. Maybe, and like I've said, maybe this week he gets some cohesion with Fields. They work on some things together. Pray they do. And they come out, and he has him as a security blanket, almost like a tight end, almost like a Hawkinson is for.
What did that drop have to do with Justin Fields, though?
Nothing.
That didn't.
That drop was all on him.
He only had 2 targets, I think, yesterday or on Sunday, correct?
No, he had 3.
He had 3? Okay.
Because remember, he had 4. He caught the
Hang on. I can actually tell you. I've got it. So
remember, he caught the touchdown from Dalton.
He had 2
He caught the first down.
Yesterday.
He caught the first down.
Uh-huh.
He ducked underneath and got the first down. He dropped the touchdown.
He's right.
And then the high point ball.
He's right.
Yeah, of course he's right. I should have known. My bad.
So I have the wide receiver route as well. He only had 4. He only had 4 targets, and that's exactly what I'm saying, guys. Is that I feel like this is going to be, maybe it's a cohesion issue because he hasn't played with anyone because he was too busy sitting and pouting for his money. And
he's not a Galladay.
No, he's not.
No, he ain't no Kenny Galladay.
So this is our buddy Keith. And Sherry, I don't know if you.
Hey, Keith.
I don't know if you've heard of Keith yet, but he had a little bet with you or something about you had to chug.
Man, I was sitting here like I haven't seen Keith log in yet. I might be.
I'm honestly surprised.
She was trying to escape. She
was being real smooth, like
Hey, can we get Vernon in on the call? In Vernon's dropping some nuggets.
Yeah.
He said
Vernon
reports from camp today said he wasn't himself.
Yeah,
I bet.
Vernon, I hope you. So starting
He's
Sunday,
gonna say whatever he can to justify dropping that ball.
Yeah.
Hey, say, look, listen, everybody, listen. He's a professional.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear you want yourself because your only job.
He has one job. It's to catch a ball. Well,
one fucking job.
His main job is to catch a ball. Sometimes he needs to block, but his number one job is to, like you were saying, JB, the quarterback's number one job is to throw the ball, not to run. The receiver's number one job is to catch the ball.
And he wants to get paid $20 million for one job. Man, get your ass out of here. I ain't paying you that.
Hold on, let me look.
No way.
It is 9:01, and today is September 21st. Mark my words. We said it here today.
I can go get the cut.
Hey. Justin Fields throws that touchdown to Allen Robinson. Nobody's questioning why he doesn't start tomorrow next week. Nobody.
I agree.
Nobody.
You got to get some WD-40 for that chair.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a squeaky ass fucking chair, man. I was gonna say, why don't you get that chair from Sherry that she's trying to put together?
I built the chair.
You did.
I took some help. I did have someone help me for a little bit, but I said I wanted to do most of the chair myself. The chair is built.
Independent. Okay.
I mean, I did need some assistance, but then I said I want to finish the rest myself. I'm like, all right. 30 minutes later, I got a chair.
I get it.
JB, get Sherry to put together a chair for you, man.
I actually have some WD-40. I'm in my rocking chair, man. I'm trying to keep
You feeling your old age or something? You're in the rocking chair?
It's just comfortable, man, like this chair.
I understand what you mean.
Hey, you got to be comfortable.
I got a good one too that
right.
I like that I had to build too. It sucked, but
I got to remember to do it right here. I forgot, so excuse my my squeaks.
But hey, this is a perfect time.
A-Rob actually doesn't have one drop. He's got two. I actually can pull up that chart off of
he's got one of the damn
stats. Yeah, he's actually got two drops already. So
and that one was like
that's already wrong.
Right.
That's already wrong. And I don't want to hear that. Last year, he didn't have any. I saw two pass plays where a defender ripped the ball out of his hands and intercepted it instead of him having a touchdown. I don't want to hear about that crap either. That man just has times where he doesn't act like he cares.
Can we address what Vernon just said? And I was actually going to bring up, he said, what's y'all's take on Goodwin calling Nagy out? He took a subtle jab at Nagy.
I think it was good, but did Marquise Goodwin get any deep targets yesterday?
He had like what? I think he had one catch.
He had one that wasn't a catch on the sideline, but they called pass interference.
They called pass interference.
Oh, right.
Then after that.
And the deeper routes, we didn't see the deeper routes until Fields came into the game.
That's exactly my point.
So
Marquise wants
he
wants to burn and he wants to get the ball. He's not going to get the ball within 10 yards unless it's one of those stupid pass offs.
So what Keith just said, Keith, we addressed that earlier in the show, saying that the Bears line actually was not that bad. It actually was not. They all had time. Now David Montgomery didn't give us what he gave us last week in the run game. But I like the fact that he had more touches. Like keep that train moving. The defense was playing lights out. As long as we get points, I'm happy. But at some point, we got to get touchdowns.
I mean, he only had 20 carries. That's not enough for me. But I like the style of an offense, though.
I like that because with Nagy, I can never say that I expect him to get 20 carries.
Yeah, even though Nagy promised you in the offseason he was going to give him 20.
So I appreciate it. I need a little more. I need more 11 personnel, especially if Fields is in the game. That one read left to right, like I need that. That needs to go. That needs to go. Oh, and let me jump back because I forgot. AB back on the defensive side. Did you see the 4-4-3?
Yeah, I did. I laughed.
Hey, I laughed too. I said I was like, wait till ABC.
I laughed about that. But you know what? I'm okay with seeing that a little bit. You know, it's a good thing for me to see that every once in a while.
It actually worked. So
it did. It did this time.
I
want to see a 4-4-3 against the Browns. That's going to be a different ballgame.
What? Wait.
I don't know if that would work.
They might because there's no Jarvis Landry, and to my knowledge, Odell's not.
He's not.
No,
they don't have Landry?
He's got a sprained MCL.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't look up injuries yet.
What's going on with I just spaced out his name. The quarterback. I just completely spaced out his name. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
He had a shoulder.
Going on. He'll play.
Oh, they put him on IR. Oh,
yeah, that's what I said.
No, Mayfield is on questionable.
Yeah,
Odell is questionable.
Yeah,
Jarvis Landry is IR.
He's on IR.
He's out. Yeah, he's out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, he's out.
So you know what that tells me, JB, is that we're going to see a whole lot of Chubb and a whole lot of Hunt.
Yep.
You know it as well as and
4-4-3.
They got a pretty good tight end too that I'm worried about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got another one too now. I'm not a Browns guy. I don't know their personnel as well as I should. I apologize, guys, but
I can't pronounce his last name. Njoku, the second string tight end. Austin Cooper.
Cooper's the one.
Harrison Bryant.
Cooper.
Yeah,
Hooper's the one I'm thinking.
I thought you wanted Hooper. I thought you wanted the backup.
No.
So.
He came
from the Falcons, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He's no joke either. He's a guy that I'm kind of worried about this week. I feel like between him and that running game, security blanket, without those wide receivers, that's
you still have. I mean, you still have Peoples-Jones that that Mayfield can throw to.
Yeah, see.
I mean, he's not. Hey, he's better than what the Lions have right now. So
wait. So, with that being said, the Bears should tee off on Baker.
You'd think.
They have to.
But is that pass rush going to be good enough against this offensive line? Because this offensive line is better than anyone that they've seen. I said that. I think they're better than the Rams. I think this is the best offensive line they have seen.
You think they're better than the Rams?
I think their line is better than the Rams.
Well, that's what I mean. You think the line? Okay.
I do.
Baker seems to have a lot of time, but I'm not even worried about that because without the weapons, and then let's say OBJ miraculously gets cleared to play, you already know he's going to force feed Odell. And every time we see Baker force feed Odell, they lose.
You better put Jalen Johnson on him the whole game.
Everywhere he moves.
I don't want to see anyone else going near Odell Beckham. I want
we ain't got nobody else.
Who's a guy that we haven't even really talked about. Okay, that kid is starting to show himself a little bit. I watched a little extra tape of him. Whenever he was in zone, he was running perfect back technique, watching the quarterback.
Who?
I think I'm talking about Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
Oh, Jalen Johnson.
I think that kid could be
Isn't he rated the top corner actually right now? Yeah.
On the past 2 weeks, I think a 66 quarterback rating against him right now or something like that, if I remember right. I don't like going off of those grade stats as well because I've seen stats like that had, some garbage ass players up in the top, like Leno, for instance. I've seen Leno graded pretty high where he shouldn't be. Just like our buddy Phil says, the tape never lies, and he's not wrong. But when I watched Jalen Johnson, that tape didn't lie either because that boy plays great technique. He plays back. The only problem he made was that there was one play where he actually switched off and the ball hit him in the back.
Right.
That was the only play where I was like, oh, Jalen, keep your eye on the ball.
Keep your eye, turn around.
He plays perfect. He plays perfect defense.
Can we talk about his interception? He had perfect position.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Made a perfect jump on the ball.
He did.
It was over with.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right
is that
spot
I'm seeing more of that.
Defense,
yes.
Especially a team that can hit you with the run and can hit you with the pass.
Yeah.
Now, coming up, I'm going to tell you what. My player to watch, if Justin Fields happens to start, I'm worried about Grant Delpit. That man got a lot of Jamal Adams in him.
Why? Okay, yeah. I wanted you to explain why.
And he come from all angles, all gaps.
He's going to be keeping his eye on him. He could even be kind of like a spy.
He will be, but that's why I said he's going to come from all levels, all angles, and that boy's a thumper.
Absolutely. I agree. But it's going to be a rough week for them. If they play like they did against the Bengals, they're going to lose that game big time. Like I said.
Well, again, wait. Maybe we agree. We left 7 to possibly 7 guaranteed.
7 guaranteed. Almost 14.
Almost 14 points on the board. That means the game could have been 27-17 or 34-17.
Could have.
That's 2. Now we look at that. We're like, oh my God.
Well, honestly,
34 points. Oh wow.
If you really want to look at it like that, they would have been up significantly at that point, and Justin Fields wouldn't be throwing the ball. I would hope they would be running the ball so he wouldn't be throwing those picks, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So hindsight's 20/20 though. But, at the same time, we saw the defense last week really, respond, even though it was against somebody they should have. They came to work. Now, I need to see the offense respond, and that's something I haven't seen since Matt Nagy's been here, guys, unless they're playing Tampa Bay or Dallas with a horrible defense.
I don't think – I have the Cleveland and the Bears a shootout. I think the game's going to be a shootout. Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, JB, me and you are – going to be different on that, but we'll get to those later. But so I think it's time that we talk about a little Post-it note.
So the other day, I posted, so is Justin Fields the guy now? Since they put Justin Fields in, and he did a little below average. But Andy Dalton is hurt. Is he the guy now? Do we start him and leave him in there whether Andy Dalton is healthy or not? So that is what I posted the other day. And I had a variety of responses. Some of which I won't say word for word, but well, one guy said, "Hell no, Justin Fields should not start. He's not ready." There were a few of those. Then there were a few of no, hell yeah, Justin Fields, he's definitely ready to start. You saw what he could do when he throws the long ball. Andy Dalton didn't throw anything long. So, okay, that's kind of valid. There was another one that said Justin Fields can use his legs way more than Dalton has to. Andy Dalton does it because he has to. Justin Fields does it because he wants to. Well, we don't really know the psyche of, if they have to or if they want to, but I do agree that Justin Fields can do it easier than Andy Dalton. So what do you guys think?
I'll let you guys go first if you want.
So I'll go first because I probably have the more controversial opinion. I still think Dalton should start. I think Dalton should start when he's 100%, but I do think Dalton needs to be given better play calling. And by that, I mean, we need to see Dalton throw these long balls. We need to see plays being given to him where he can actually show us, can he throw something longer than 20, 25 yards? Can he throw us a deep pass? I think it's hard when Dalton has not been given that opportunity to do that. So my vote would be Dalton, but I need to see different play calling.
I'll go.
You want to go, Jay? Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. So I'm going to go through a little bit of history, which contradicts itself. You're not supposed to lose a starter's not supposed to lose their starting position to injury, right? That's normally what they say, right?
Yes.
Yep.
However, if Drew Bledsoe doesn't get hurt, do we really know who Tom Brady is? If Brian Johnson doesn't get hurt, does Randall Cunningham win that MVP? Do the Vikings go 15-1? If Tyrod Taylor doesn't get a needle, do we really get to see who Justin Herbert is?
No.
If Don Mikowski doesn't go out after trading for Brett Favre, do we really know what Brett Favre is in Green Bay?
How the fuck do you even go back there?
Man, you went so far back.
God damn.
I was really young. I was really young when the Favre one happened, but I do kind of remember it. But
if you
Randall Cunningham, were you born?
Yeah, I was born.
No, not you. I'm talking to AB.
I mean,
that shit was so long ago.
That was like 98.
Young. Yeah, I was born.
So
I'm not that young. I mean, I'm young, but I'm not that young. My God.
But my point being is,
my God.
My point being is, and let me give you the greatest one in my opinion. If Trent Green doesn't get hurt, do we get Kurt Warner?
God damn.
That's a massive big one.
No, we don't.
So my take is, Andy Dalton is hurt. If he's not 100%, he doesn't see the field. They putting Justin in earlier than they're going to have to. Well, not unless they have to. Earlier than anticipated. AB, I think you and I said, are we week 4 and 6, right? We were looking.
Yeah, I said week 4 on the Lions.
On the Lion, right? And we said and then we said if Dalton is playing well, possibly week 6.
Yeah.
So that clock has been sped up. If Justin takes all the reps this week in practice, Andy Dalton doesn't start again, unless Justin has like a total breakdown.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Thank you, Bullets.
Uh-oh. You taking a breath. You about to go in.
I mean, all right. So I have, for emphatically, since we've got this kid, said this, is that I feel like we need to sit him. I feel like it's been holding the ball. I feel like all these things, and that pass chart that I showed you earlier that had literally 3 times the amount of balls down the field. Watching him, yes, he did fumble. He did make mistakes. We're not going to see anything different from Andy Dalton. We're going to see these little 10-yard dinks. Yes, Justin needs to work on his internal clock, but there's only one way to do that, JB. There's only one way. And
baptism under fire.
Baptism under fire. I hate saying it because I've been against it the whole time, but the more and more I watch this kid, the more I think that he does have intangibles. He just needs to get that internal clock working, and he needs to watch the fumbles. That other stuff is going to come. If he responds to the game the way that he responds, when he gets sacked, against Buffalo, he comes out now. He knows how to check that. Maybe he comes out next week. He knows to watch that zero coverage come back out.
Absolutely.
Watch the middle of the field a little better. He knows don't hold the ball that long. Nagy hopefully scripts some easy plays in the beginning for this kid to where he's just dumping quick. Kind of like Andy Dalton did, just some quick drop back throws to get his brain working like
get that confidence up.
So, and build his confidence. Exactly. Build his confidence up. So then he realizes, hey, I can do this. I'm meant for this. He said that after the game. He said, I'm meant for this. And that moment alone made me sit back and go, okay, guys, it's either go time or no time. And I feel like it's time for this kid to show. I do. It's
so
really
how long
hard.
of a leash do you give him if Dalton's healthy?
He's never.
So you're going to do it. And it's just, if he throws
done.
7 interceptions in a game, you're still keeping Fields in.
It's done.
Okay.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
This is like a 360.
But there's
No,
This is
no,
like a 360. AB was like totally against Justin Fields.
I thought it was going to be, or which way is it? Me and AB against you two.
You cut full circle. It would be a 180.
But here, guys, this is
180.
This is exactly what I mean right here. Watch.
Well, I wasn't good in geometry, dog. I don't know.
With how I played it all. I think there's a lot more in me that I have to show. And, I know that's going to come with time. I know it's not going to happen overnight. So I'm just going to keep grinding. And, no matter what happens, I know I'm meant for this. And I'm meant to be here. I think, kind of my path here has been crazy. When I was younger, I never thought I'd be in this position. So I'm here for a reason, and I definitely think that I can play better, and I just think that this is the beginning. So I'm definitely excited for the future, and excited to get back to practice on Tuesday.
I'm meant to be here. He's confident and humble. I've never seen a guy who's so humble and so confident at the same time. I mean, and yeah, he might just be feeding me all this word salad, and I might just be buying it, but guys, I just don't see him failing. I think he's going to get better and better every week. And I as much as I hate him coming in on the Browns, you see Trevor Lawrence going in against these guys. You see Zach Wilson doing it. Baptism under fire. It's time. It's time. I'm tired of being against it. I've watched Andy Dalton far enough. Let's go.
And let me throw this in there. T, before you speak, let me throw this in there for the naysayers. I'm gonna give you the number 28. Does anybody know what that number 28 means?
Nobody but you, JB. Nobody but you.
AB, any
I
idea
didn't
what?
hear you. What? Say that one more time.
I said I'm gonna throw this out there for the naysayers.
Yeah.
And that number is 28. Does anybody know the significance of the number 28?
28 as it pertains to
a rookie quarterback.
Is that the
28 interceptions by Peyton
someone's
Manning?
had?
No, it's the most interceptions by
I was
Peyton
going to
Manning.
say.
Yeah,
oh.
It's the most interceptions by Peyton Manning, right?
Yep.
JB, come on now.
No, I have to say that because
you know me. I'm not going to fail you. You're
not going to fail. Exactly. But I have to say that because some people are just so far left about it. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever threw 28 interceptions his rookie year.
But the only argument I have with that, and I understand that, is that there were so many that didn't. Are you going to say it about Cade McNown?
Now you see. Now we're talking about Cade McNown.
I know that I'm Mr. Negativity today, but I'm trying to be positive about this change that I have. It was today.
So
I thought about it all day. I sat.
I put a little bit more substance in there for you.
And I saw those pass charts. I listened to him speak. I went back and watched a little bit of the game and how he dealt with the adversity over and over.
And that's why I said I brought that up because
it's hard to deny this kid, man.
It's hard to deny him, but I look at what Peyton Manning was supposed to be coming out of college.
Yeah.
Justin Fields kind of had a lot of the same accolades on the field.
Yeah.
They're not that different. So I want people to keep that in perspective while they're looking at what Justin Fields' maturation process may look like.
Yeah.
One of the greatest to ever do it.
It's all up here.
Had his struggles his rookie year.
It's all up here. It was the same for Manning. He had it all up here. He just had to work on those little quirks he had.
The quirks, the speed of the game.
Speed of the game.
And the verbiage.
It's going to get better for him, guys. It will. And I'm ready. I'm over it. I know that Dalton probably, according to Nagy right now, will come in. And I said earlier, I think that's a bad call for him because he is shutting the door. If this kid plays well, he's going to make himself look bad by doing that because I don't know how you take him out. If he comes out and he plays even just good enough to keep them in the game against Cleveland, and we know what he's going to do to the Lions. I mean, let's all be real about it. Let's just yeah. But anyway, like, it just has to be it, guys. It's time. It's time. I don't have to say anything more. That's all I need to say. And we still haven't seen. How about we have a commercial real quick about drinking so we can get somebody ready to drink? How about that?
Oh, gosh. Is Keith still on? Oh,
he's
he
definitely
is.
waiting. He's probably messaging me on the side, too, man. Trust me. We'll be right back.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
Oh, JB. He didn't go get the drink quick enough. Everybody else did. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about right now, is that one of our fine members, my buddy Mr. Keith Sperry, said last week to Sherry that if the Bears won this game, she had to chug 2 beers.
Well,
and
first it was a $10 bet.
Oh, yeah.
And then off air, you brought in the chugging the drinks, and I was,
That's
yeah.
Right. That's right. So, what drink of choice did you end up going with?
Okay, so
because I made about this too, about what you were going to drink. Because first off, we talked about White Claw, and I'm not a seltzer guy. I was like, no thanks. Bud Light?
That's like water. Bud Light is like water.
I am going to see. I'm going to start with a Bud Light. I have to do 2 of them.
You got to drink water.
If the Bud Light, if I'm feeling good on it, I might change it up to the Claw afterwards. I do have a lemon White Claw, which I think will be easier to chug than some. We're not chugging Moors because that is fine beer. We do not chug fine beer.
That's a sipping beer. I know that.
You're right.
Now. It's
You got a point.
Beer.
You're right.
Now I finally know it.
Yeah, exactly. But I do have the Bud Lights. We did have a very spirited talk. Was it today or yesterday when we told T what Irish car bombs were?
Yeah, Terrence doesn't know what an Irish car bomb is.
I have no idea.
For anybody that knows what an Irish car bomb is, I'm sure not many do, because that's more of a
Irish
for me.
thing.
I'm gonna say a small town thing for me, or an Irish thing, but it's got
college. I don't know.
College.
Are you Irish?
College. I was gonna say college.
I'm like just a hair, but Sherry might be, but I'm not. I'm
like quarter Irish.
Yeah, I'm like 4 or 5%. I'm not.
Sherry looks Irish.
Like
yeah, but you remember I'm a natural blonde, so.
Yeah. The only part of
no,
me,
I am quarter, I am a quarter Irish though.
Whenever I try to tan, I'm Irish because I burn.
Well, we also brought up, and this is AB didn't know about this. So for anyone from Wisconsin, there is something called a bear fight, which I learned because my sister went to Wisconsin. I got a lot of good friends at Wisconsin. So a bear fight is a Jaeger bomb followed by an Irish car bomb done successfully. I only had one guy that could ever beat me on those. So at least Sherry in her 20s was quite good at opening the throat, cupping the balls, and just letting that go through.
Oh my Lanta.
Now, mind you, I will be 37 next week, so I haven't chugged anything in a while, but I am a trooper. I am here to do it. There goes my guy, one of my flag buddies, and I am ready.
Cop outside your house right now that has a siren going off, because that's all I heard.
I live in Uptown, man. It's always something happening here.
Diop said it means it's party time.
You damn right it does. It's time to go. And I'm.
All right, are you guys ready?
Yeah. Yes, we are. Everybody's ready for that.
All right, I'm gonna take this off.
Chug-a-lug, 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 chug-a-lug.
12 seconds and she didn't crush the can. You didn't crush the can. You're supposed to slam the can in your head.
No,
she didn't finish that can. She didn't finish that.
She did either. I think she left some of that slurp in there.
Did I leave a little?
I think.
Oh, you're right. Shit, I left a little slurp.
A little residue.
I'm a drinker. I know the sound of those empty cans. I know that ain't it. There you go.
Turn it over.
There it is. No.
I don't want to turn it over because I'm on a cream couch or a cream rug.
So that's one.
Yeah, because that shit ain't empty.
No,
that shit ain't empty.
What do you think, Keith?
This one
what
is
do you
empty.
think, Keith? Hey, Keith, what do you think? Should we give her a minute or should she just go?
I'm impressed.
Don't give her a minute. Keep going.
I haven't done that in a very long time.
He said, "Don't give her a minute."
Keep going. Keep going.
Well, we haven't had Keith answer, so apparently you get the minute. Apparently he's being nice today, but
thank you.
But anyway, what happened to Emilio? I thought we were gonna have Emilio.
I thought Emilio was gonna come too, but you know what?
Emilio got tired of waiting on us all the time.
We can do the questions if anybody is interested.
I mean, I'm okay if you want to run it off and let her have a breather. Go right ahead.
Okay. We're gonna give you a breather.
My cat's trying to get into the beer.
Here he is. He doesn't want you to pass out, he said. He doesn't want you to pass out.
We're gonna give you a minute.
That's
We're
great.
gonna give you a minute.
You are,
but
Keith. What a guy.
So we have
a gentleman.
Much nicer than me. I'd have been like Chuck 5.
So we have 2 White Sox tickets that we're giving away. The last 2 of the series of 6 that we were giving away. So we're going to do a White Sox trivia. I'm going to ask a question. AB is going to ask one. And JB is going to ask one.
I am?
You want to ask one too, Sherry?
I don't know
okay.
about the White Sox.
I guess it'll just be the 3 of us. We're going to ask you one question. So what I want you all to do in the chat is I want you to email Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. No, Chicago Clubhouse
She's going to
Sport.
puke right now.
What did you say?
I said she's probably going to puke right now.
Wait, she can't turn the camera off.
No, she's running to do something.
Well, Cubs fan, you probably aren't going to do this then. Sorry.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that Facebook user.
Nothing. I
Nothing
guess
wrong
nothing
with that.
wrong with a
Go
Cubs
Cubs,
fan,
go.
but I don't know nothing about
Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Chicago.
So I'm gonna type the email in the chat. What I want you to do is with that email me. I'll get it right now. And then we're gonna put you on the podcast with us, and you're gonna answer. Well, try to answer the questions that we give you. You answer all the questions right, you go into the game. But local only. If you're not in Chicago, please don't email me.
You, Keith.
Talking
from Iowa.
Please don't email me talking about you gonna go to the game. All right.
So there's another thing I was thinking if this doesn't work, but let's see if it works this time. Because if it doesn't, I got an idea. But
okay.
We'll see if this works. So who's going first? You want me to go first?
I'll go first. My question's hard, but I don't want you gotta Google it.
No, they have to be on first.
They have to come in. Yeah, so
because
first
we have to see their hands.
We have to give
no Google loud. No Google.
We're gonna give them. How about we give them 1 minute for them to put their email in, and then we can send them that email. And if nobody does, how about? Well, I'll wait until after that, and then we can have that talk. So we'll give them a minute. So until then, I had a question about the White Sox, actually. That's not a trivia question. And I'm wondering, I know how I'm not a biggest follower as you guys, obviously, but Rondon still hurt, sounds like, JB?
Yeah, but pretty much low management, a little bit rest.
The White Sox lost to the Tigers today, so that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
No. So that's not the case today. So we still got more we still got more Bears, man. It's never going to stop. White Sox could be in the World Series and we're still talking Bears, I'm telling you. That's just the way it is.
Hey, I like how you put that in bold. Nagy is the weakest link.
Yeah, you're right, though. Yeah, so everybody that wants these White Sox tickets, we've got an email real quick. I'm going to give you a minute while we sit a little bit and speak on this, but if not, guys, you're going to miss out on some nice tickets. I went to one of these games already. Great seats over home plate, looking down right at it.
Yep.
Beautiful spot, guys. Do not.
What time's the game?
It's against the Tigers, and
no. What time?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. I was just trying to remember the whole aspect of the game.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, I think it's a 110, but I'm not 100%. I'd have to ask Terrence. He knows.
I'm pulling it up right now.
But so JB, what do you think about this team heading into the playoffs? Do you think because from the way it looks, the way that okay. So because the way that it looks right now is it looks like they're going to go up against Houston.
They are, which has not been favorable.
I know that everybody hates on Houston for being those cheaters that they are, which I understand that, guys, but they're still a good baseball team. And I'm very concerned about that, especially if one of your top pitchers is having soreness issues.
He's having soreness, but
let's hope that goes away.
I'm going to go a different direction.
Okay.
I'm going to say, as much as I know White Sox pitching will be, it's the playoffs. You might see 4, 5, 6 guys in the first game. But I'm going to lean on Tony La Russa being a veteran manager, being a World Series champion, right?
Okay.
And he'll know the importance of the defense. Because the thing about Houston, remember, they have a lot of guys that can spray the ball. It's not always about the long ball with Houston. They can spray the ball all over the field.
Yes. But see, that's the thing about the White Sox that I feel like in the beginning of the year when I watched them, that's what Tony La Russa really praised is their small ball.
right
ability. And it feels like lately it's been the opposite of that. And they've been more long ball or nothing type team, which is something I'm not keen on in the playoffs. And honestly,
would you agree that they go as Tim Anderson goes?
Absolutely, 100%. The record shows that. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. I had that talk with Emilio last time. We spoke with him, but it's like they're around 500-ish, but whenever they're not, they end up they have a significantly different winning record, which that tells me, and that's what I preach about the Cubs all the time is the Cubs never had that leadoff guy after Fowler left. And that was, in my opinion, that's something that you have to get that offense rolling with all the time. And it's something that the White Sox have very well of. But I think Tim Anderson really needs to bring that team back to where they should be, Let's also.
No, Vernon.
They gonna give up the booty.
This is.
They're gonna give up the booty on the mound.
So for me, Kimbrel should be more of your closer because he's played better in that role as the eighth inning guy. I don't feel like he does as well in that role. I feel like Hendricks could probably manage better there. Hendricks also has a long ball problem from what I've seen, at least. I'm not a good avid watcher like you guys probably are of them, but from the games I've watched, that's what I've noticed the most. And I've watched enough Kimbrel to know that he can shine in the ninth.
Sox can't manufacture runs for.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Because they're long ball oriented, but earlier in the year,
they switched their team.
They switched routines. But in the playoffs, you want to extend innings, you want to extend that pitcher's count. So look for them being more patient at the plate. Look for them trying to manufacture more walks. Now, RBIs, the Sox are like, they have two people, I think, that are like in the top 20 in RBIs.
Yeah.
So,
that's a stat that a lot of analytical guys don't even take seriously anymore. It's something I heard the other day.
Really?
I thought it was very interesting. Yeah, like it's more like on base. There's like three other stats that they look at outside of strikeouts and RBIs and hits as much. Even it's like I can't remember exactly.
Remember the on base percentage includes the walks,
but it was on base, and there was a couple others that they don't even really care about strikeouts anymore, which is something that I was kind of surprised about because I remember just even 5, 6, 7 years ago, like there were people getting killed for it. But in the analytical game, it's just not really a strikeout.
Not realistic in the analytical game.
Well, a strikeout is the same as a ground out. Like
it is because it's not a quality. It's not a quality play.
Yeah.
So nobody has emailed. And nobody has said anything. So I think we should just move on.
Yep, let's move on. And
we can move on to Sherry's rundown.
Sorry, guys. We have some tickets for you. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Maybe next season.
Gonna want to go to game with us one day. I don't know.
Next season.
Yeah. So it's time. Oh, I think we know what that means. She went with the BL. Smart choice.
I did. It went down probably way easier than a claw would go down. So
I agree.
I did one.
Is it more beer in the Bud Light or more beer more in the
I think they're both 12 ounce.
I looked at that earlier. They're the same amount of items. And I never forgot. And I was also looking to see if one was more alcoholic than the other. They're pretty much the exact same thing. Yeah. Is yours still?
So my bottle is actually a 16-ounce bottle.
Yeah, because you have the big boy.
Yeah. Because I'm just that way. I think more is better. That's just me. But okay, Sherry, whenever you're ready.
Also, my cat keeps trying to get into the beer, so I think we have a little alcoholic cat.
Let's get this right, guys.
Drink this.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Red Solo Cup. I didn't count this one, but I'm assuming it's not going to be 12 seconds. It's probably going to be. Oh, I think that was quicker, actually.
Clearly, that was.
Is that can empty?
Nope, I have like this much more to go.
Terrence. Terrence called that right away.
I wasn't even going to pretend that I had done that.
Said a sorority flashback. Nice, Keith.
Ooh, excuse me.
Were you in the sorority, Sherry?
No, I was just on the track team, so you couldn't do a sport in Greek life at Penn State.
Right.
Give me a moment. I will finish this lovely. I have got like that much left, but I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like I said, my rug is cream, so if I spit out, I'm going to be pissed later tonight cleaning it.
Well,
all right.
Why don't we play another commercial just to let her have a minute? Why don't we play the other Moore's commercial just so we can give her a second? What do you think, Terrence?
Let's do it.
All right.
Listen, shout out to my man Terrence from Chicago's Clubhouse podcast, from the Moore's Brewing Company here in Chicago, Illinois. All right, we got bros out here putting out this for the Moors. It's tasty. I didn't even have to come on here lying about this. All right, this tastes like what I like when I drink a beer. I don't drink a beer often because I'm too big and I need to stay off of carbonated drinks. But this is the carbonated drink you need to open up and crack and take a sip. All right, if you want to come out of the dark ages, be educated. All right, get you some of this Moore's brew right here. It's definitely tasty. You can get it in Kimbark and High Park.
Whoa. I thought we were a team. Where's Mines? And when are we getting in Tempe, Arizona?
I guess we're going to have to find out, man. But everybody out there, for here from Chicago, go to Kimbark and pick you up some Moore's.
You know, I got to talk to Kenneth about something. Because there's some things I noticed about that commercial now that I don't really pay attention to. We need to get Kenneth back on here because I got a question for him, and I'm not even going to say what it is right now.
Is your question, why is the white guy always the last to get the beer?
No, it's not. That's just a fact.
Hey,
I don't need to know that question. I already know the answer to that one. What I'm asking is something completely different that I just noticed that I didn't really notice before. And I don't want to say it because I don't want him hearing this and wondering and knowing what I'm going to ask him. I want him to be ready for it.
Let me shout out my man Kenneth Davis.
Yes, absolutely.
For the commercial. He's a friend of the podcast.
Need to have
great dude, man. And he's a real knowledgeable dude. That's Davis Show with Ryan. I can't even say his last name, so I'm not even gonna attempt. But check out That's Davis Show on YouTube. And what other? I think it's on Facebook too. Yeah. Check that out on YouTube and Facebook. Knowledgeable dude. So Sherry, you gonna finish the rest of that beer?
All right, there you go.
She turned it over, so she had to finish.
I did again. Yeah, I'm done with my
Good
beer.
job. Good job.
We don't bet against the Bears. Well,
Sherry does. She's not from Chicago.
I do, and guess what? When we play the Lions, I'll have a bet with each one of y'all on here. I'm already starting to think about what.
You don't even want to do that. Because I'm gonna go crazy. If you bet me, I'm gonna go crazy.
No, we'll have some little bets. It's fine. It could be 3 against 1. Keith, I'm actually better at flip cup,
beer
but
bong is what he said. Beer bong is what he meant.
Yeah, the bong. Yeah. I thought he was saying beer pong. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm better at a flip cup, but he will do some bets. I got a good one for AB as well, so I'm ready.
Got what?
For the Lions Bears game. I already know what I want you to do if the Lions win.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna be. Well, I don't know. I don't know this team well enough yet. It's just hard for me to bet on them or against them because I don't know what I'm gonna see from week to week. Honestly, I'm just kind of like you guys with that. They're just a mystery to me on what I'm going to see every week, what Nagy's going to call every week. It's hard telling. And that first half by the Lions was a pretty good first half. They surprised me, but they don't know how to finish.
They surprised me.
They just don't
No,
know how
they
to finish.
don't. They don't know how to play a full game. And, it was that going for that fourth down that really changed it. I mean, I thought it was smart to go for fourth down. I did not like the throw play. The run was working so well all game. If you have 1 yard, go for the run. You have 2 running backs that were producing, and you had Goff had his biggest rushing career of his life.
Yeah.
But remember, that's a home game too for the Bears.
It is. You're right.
Yeah, but you guys still struggled at home this weekend against the Bengals.
You know how interdivisional home.
No, I know, my friends. I know. Trust me. Because they went to Lambeau. They had all the momentum until they didn't. Until that fourth down, that was it. But for the spirit of the game and for the love of the Lions, I'll certainly be doing some bets.
Okay.
So here's the thing, T. Here's the thing. How serious would you take me as a football fan if from Michigan, growing up in Michigan, watching the Lions, moved to Chicago and was like, I'm a Bears fan now? Would you take me seriously?
Yeah. You got a point. No, I wouldn't. Wouldn't.
See? Yep. So you have, especially, I can go if it was a different division even, or a different conference, sure, but no, you can't go for one rivalry. Just right. Not the way I was raised.
You're right. Point taken.
Mm-hmm. Point for Sherry. Ding.
Yeah. Point for Share Bear.
Yes. Okay.
Share Bear.
Oh wow. No, I don't think I want to. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
what the hell was that?
Wow.
It's amazing to see four imbeciles having a frivolous conversation.
Well, you're more than welcome to come in here and have one with us.
Fuck you, Pills.
If you'd like to, you just give me your email. I will send you an invite in here, and you can tell us to our face exactly what we are.
You could be the fifth imbecile.
Please.
How about that? You could be the fifth.
Everybody want their 15 seconds of fame.
Right.
Yeah, apparently.
Come get yours, Pills. Come get your 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah, wow. Anyway. Get off of that. So we gotta get to the track talk, right? Because I think
yes.
JB and Sherry had some stuff to talk about.
Yes,
correct?
We do. JB, you want to kick it off?
I did. I wanted to know for your rundown real quick. I just wanted to know, we saw some conversation not even conversation. We saw some advice that Usain Bolt gave Sha'Carri Richardson, and I wanted you to speak on that and how you felt and how that's kind of barbershop talk, but it's very impactful coming from who Usain Bolt is.
Yeah, so Usain Bolt told Sha'Carri Richardson basically to train harder and speak less. And basically he said if you're gonna speak, you need to back it up. I agree. I think that she does need to train harder. I've said it before in prior things that I do think she needs to understand that this is a professional now and that she needs to take the off season seriously, that she needs to dedicate 40, 50 hours a week to her training, to her nutrition, to her recovery. And as you said, the talk less, show more, I think is going to be helpful for her to kind of dial it back on the social media, dial it back on the flashiness, get a little humble, focus on yourself. And then once you start, it's weird when you talk shit and you're like, I'm the 6th fastest of all time. It's kind of weird, right? So yeah, you gotta wait a moment. I'm all for people having fun. I'm all for people, hyping themselves up. But at a certain point, you do need to take a look, read the room, basically, and realize that you did not do what you're supposed to do.
So, Sherry, real quick, in your opinion, can she bounce back from this?
Yes, absolutely. because she has so much natural talent. I mean, she has just as much natural talent as the Jamaican woman that swept the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Pure natural talent wise, right? Now, those women have a strong work ethic. They have the discipline. They have the mental toughness. They have all those other little factors that are leading them to run those types of times consistently. Sha'Carri can put up a big time, and then the next week not put up a big time, right? So I think it's really going to just depend on coming to that level, right? That's the next step. She's also a lot younger than those women. So she has a lot of years to get to that. I mean, I think Elaine Thompson is 28. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price is in her early 30s, I want to say. I'm not sure about Shericka Jackson, but she's been on the scene for a bit. So, female sprinters don't peak until their late 20s. So,
Terrence.
I know, I'm watching Terrence.
Stop, Terrence. Just stop. It's not worth it, Terrence.
Terrence is trying to fight internet trolls.
Yeah.
But hey, guess what? They're getting our viewership up because they're watching, right? So that's really how I feel about Sha'Carri. The bigger track news is that one of the sprinters from Great Britain, B sample came back positive for steroids. So Great Britain's men's 4x1 medal out. That will be stripped. Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's like Ben Johnson all over again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one was fast. That was the Olympics sample. The Olympic sample came back right away. They announced it. You got to wait for that B sample to come back. That B sample came back, I want to say early last week, and that came back positive as well. So the next step is their results will be negated, and that means that China will move into the bronze medal position, and Canada will move from bronze to silver. And as you remember, I'm still waiting for Italy's guy to get his thing. That might take a little bit longer. I can't take you guys seriously right now because I'm reading the comments and looking at your faces.
Comments are ridiculous right now. You just keep going. I
will. It's fine. Ridiculous. But yeah, I'm still waiting for Italy to have their people come back positive, and that would put Jamaica into the men's 4x4 or 4x1 bronze. So some big news, in the track world. There were some good results. Bromell ran really well in Africa over the weekend. He won win legal time. I don't quite. Was it 9-7? I think it was 9-7.
Going on in track that we need to stay tuned about.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on in the track world. I'm really excited for next year with having the World Championships here in the States. We've never had the World Championships in the States, and so it's going to be a big year for the USA track and field.
Hey, can't wait! It's time to get it back.
I'm just excited to see what Sha'Carri does. I want to see her respond to all this.
Jamaica took our soul.
Yeah, so. They did. They did, didn't they? They just snatched it out of us. They fast as hell. They fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, you want to get the shout outs now so we can get away from these trolls?
Might as well get the shout out.
Because this is getting ridiculous. I don't know what's going on with the Twitch tonight.
Right, I don't know what the
apparently
fuck
Twitch
is happening.
is the troll palace of the world right now for us guys. I don't know what the hell's up with that.
But you know what? That means that we must be doing something right.
Apparently.
Well, hey, look, they can't troll if they're not watching, right?
Right. That's what it was like. But you keep watching us, so okay.
Right.
Hi.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So again, let's kick off the shout outs. Sherry, why don't you kick it off?
Thank you. So number one shout out tonight, Bud Light.
Damn.
That was funny.
That's what I got.
That was funny.
I do not.
I don't remember the last time I willingly was like, yeah, let me get the Bud Light over anything else in my beer fridge. But tonight, that shout out was to Bud Light. I'm going to enjoy watching Bachelor in Paradise after this with my little buzz. Thank you, Keith. We will continue to bet against each other.
Way to go, Keith.
Right.
That's my guy.
Keith, sometimes you just need to party on a Tuesday night, and I love it. Number 2 shout out.
Man, I'll call you in a minute, okay?
Penn State Nittany Lions, huge game against Auburn, college football world. There were a lot of loud noises happening in my condo during that game. Amazing game. Past that, the normal shout outs to you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I love Bachelor in Paradise too. But yeah, no, T, thank you for bringing me on here. AB, someday we'll meet in person, AB, someday.
We're just going to fight about the Lions. That's all. That's all it's going to be.
It's fine.
Telling you how bad your team is, but okay.
Yeah, I know. And JB obviously always loved speaking with. JB and I go back. I want to say 10 years.
Easy.
I got to meet JB the other day. Finally.
Yeah,
that was a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We don't need to get into that. But.
Yeah, JB and I many years ago we played some like off-season tournaments together.
Yes.
We won some. We had that one where every other play just threw the ball to me and I got 5 to 10 yards. It was fun. We had great times. Normal shout outs: Moore's, Harold's Chicken, Big Ten football. Always love my football season. So. But yeah, those are my shout outs. There's too many comments happening. Oh my God, Iowa. Yeah, Iowa's going to be a great game. That is going to be a tough one.
Iowa's a sneaky good team.
Yeah, they're looking nasty.
Yeah, I like that defense. Yeah, Hawkeyes. Okay, well, I guess I'll go next. First and foremost, thank to you guys, all you, for having me too. Same as always. Shout out to these fans today. They have been chirping all over the place, but I got to give a special one to my buddy here, Pills. When I say that I want you to email us to come on to have a face-to-face conversation, it's because I can look you in the face. That's what I mean by that, Slick. Okay, so you need to calm the hell down. But anyway, sorry about that. But shout out to my buddy Keith, as usual. Everybody we had in the chat. Diab, you're the man, as always. I didn't see Moms in here tonight. I was kind of upset. I hope Moms is
I'm talking to her on the chat. I'm talking to her on my text.
Oh, okay. But shout out to everybody in the chat. And special shout out to Terrence, you, and JB for coming to hang out with me Saturday. I had a blast with you guys. Had a little issue outside with a certain guy, but we don't need to talk about that. Thank you guys for having my back, as always, and hope to have a lot more of that coming up in the future. I think that's it for me this week. It's on you, Terrence.
No, JB.
Oh. So, mom wanted to shout out Michigan State. Great game.
Nice.
Thanks, Ma. Love you, Ma. Call you later, Ma. Shout out to our haters.
They're in droves today. My gosh.
Shout out to our haters. Also,
didn't know we had that many.
That's good because that means people are watching, people are getting involved.
I guess so.
Thank you, Bullets, Miss Sandra, Moms. Actually, today, I actually wanted to shout out us. Reason being is we had a guest. He wasn't able to come on, and we still rock this show.
Yeah.
Still rock the show.
Yep. Agree.
So shout out to us. Shout out to SB. Shout out to Curtis Clay. Shout out to all the people that normally. Shout out to Diab because Diab is one of our guys. Alex, I saw Alex Acevedo chime in.
Alex is always one of our good ones, man. He's always been a good fan.
Like, great show. Great show. That's all I got. Oh, no. I'll take that back. I got one more shout out. Shout out to Moores. Because we all had some Moores.
Yes.
And Moores is pretty damn good.
Dude, I can't even lie. Like, I had that first drink with our buddy Damon, CEO of Moores. He brought me some specifically, and he's like, laid it out, and I'm like, all right, let's see. Come on. It can't be that good. And I honestly, guys, I'm not even lying. I was like, okay. And then I had him get me another can.
I'm not a beer drinker, and I like
give me
it.
a full can. And then he gave me the gold can after it got cold, and I tried that, and it was just as good. I'm more of a fan of the black one, just because I'm more of that style. But I didn't have a problem with either.
We need pictures. We need pictures.
I think JD took a photo of me actually holding both cans at the brewery.
Yeah, that's what we need.
Yeah.
That is what we need. And Sherry, we need a picture of you too. Share Bear. We need a picture.
Go to Matson Liquors. Dion, go to Matson Liquors. We have the gold, which is an IPA with a
I don't think he has it out yet, though, does he?
No, that's what we had. That's what we had, the gold.
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm not sure if it's the Matson yet.
That's where I bought it from.
Oh, you did? Oh,
the gold one?
Yes, I didn't know that.
Gold from Matson Liquors, yes.
Okay.
Oh, my place in Uptown only had the black one. That was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, because what Damon told me, he told us last week that he didn't even have the gold one out yet, but he must have got it out then. Okay.
So, yeah. So, shout out
gold can's pretty good, Diab. Yeah, it is. It's great, but all you, Terrence, right?
Okay, so I'm going to pick up the rear, as I always do. And my first shout out to the chat. Everybody in the chat, especially Diab, who won the tickets. And I'm still trying to figure out how to transfer those to you.
This guy.
Foreign Chops, you said you're from Australia.
He said we're invited to his 30th birthday in 2030.
Okay.
I love Australia. Hell yes, I'll go.
Yeah. You
go to Australia.
got to pay my ticket though, dog.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not balling like that. That's $1,500.
I know how much it is. Yeah, I know how much it is. I almost took a trip to Australia, and it was like a New Zealand package, and just the ticket was like $1,500, and that was like 5-6 years ago. So.
Woo. Well, I don't know. I might have to get on StreamYard and tell you happy birthday, dog.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But everybody else in the chat, Mom, who Keith is a big one. Bullets, definitely Bullets. I hate that I didn't hook up with you in LA.
Yeah, what happened?
I hate that I didn't. I don't know. I think I forgot that I had his phone number. I forgot that I had his phone number.
Isn't
I
Diab
was
in
drunk
Philly too?
like the whole time. Huh?
No, Diab is here.
Diab's here.
Is Diab here? Okay.
He's in Matheson, I think.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay.
And okay, so
no one shout out Vernon.
No, they are physical tickets.
Vernon.
So I don't
Vernon
have
was
anything I can
dropping
give
knowledge
you.
today.
Yeah.
So
the
what
only
I'm
reason
gonna
I did
do
was because I think Vernon left, but
yeah,
definitely Vernon. Yeah, he was a great one.
Oh, there's Vernon.
Yeah, well, no,
that's
an
earlier.
old one. Yeah,
from earlier.
that's an old one.
Vernon leaves once we start chit chatting, and he's like, "I'm just here for the Bears talk."
Diab, what I can do is I'm going to go to guarantee rate, and I'm gonna have them. They're gonna have their tickets at will call because I don't know how to transfer them because they don't have that option. So I'm gonna have them at will call. But yeah, shout out everybody in the chat, people that commented, even the lurkers that didn't comment, and of course the haters. Hi haters, hi. Thanks for watching. Shout out to you guys. Share Bear, JB, AB wouldn't even be no podcast if it wasn't for y'all. Share Bear, I'm excited about the future, what's about to happen. But we'll talk about that when you're ready to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Gotta get a few things ready first.
Right. And shout out to Moore's Beer. Shout out to Sport Zone Chicago. We are now seen on their Facebook page. Sean Sierra, Maya in the Morning. Definitely check it out on YouTube. Also, they have a show called Smoke Fellas. Smoke Fellas Humidor Talk. Sports Talk.
Cigar Talk.
Yeah, Cigar Talk. Exactly.
Actually, just watched part of that the other day. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good, and they're pretty funny.
That angry man.
Yeah, angry man. So
that angry man. Woo,
definitely check them out, man.
Got some
definitely check them out. Plunked, which is on the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. Well, Chicago Clubhouse, not podcast. But they're a baseball show. They talk about White Sox and Cubs. Make sure you check them out. Any word on Saints thing? Well, we talked about the Saints thing.
I heard a rumor that it was on fire, or is it really on fire?
The ceiling, like the outside top of it, was on fire. I saw a photo today.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Last time I see it's the fire as the team remains displaced. Yeah, blah 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 blah. There's no up to date about it, but they said that the fire is still under investigation. It's believed to have been started by a pressure washing machine in the gutter system of the Superdome's roof, and it was on the exterior gutter system surrounding the Superdome. And I saw a photo of it somewhere on Facebook. I can't remember exactly where, but yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Damn, ain't they going through enough in New Orleans?
Yeah,
God
right,
damn,
I know.
Now they got another thing happening. I kind of
God damn, man. Well, shout out to them. Hopefully everybody will be okay and the stadium will be all right. They have enough money to fix that shit.
Can you add me on Facebook? If you can add me on Facebook without acting like the way that you've acted a little bit today, absolutely. You can add all of us on Facebook. But you're going to have to clean your act up a little bit.
No tools.
Yeah. And who else am I shouting? The LecPod Network. The LecPod, D-Son, Custom Trucks.
Bullets.
Definitely shouting y'all out. Check out the other shows that they have on the LecPod Network. The Morning Show. And they also have Chicago Flag Football with Joey Herring on that network. And last but not least, my DJ, Fire Jock on Twitch. And he does Sip and Sip Sundays, but he also does like some other stuff like Soul Train Fridays and stuff like that. But definitely check him out at DJ Fire Jock, Twitch TV. And I think that is just about the end of my shout outs. But next week we have Gabe Martinez from B96.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Gabe Martinez from B96. He's also co-host of I forgot the name of the show, but it's with Corey Wooten.
Yeah, he is another one.
DN for the Bears.
Yeah, exactly.
Players that knocked Brett Favre out
on Fox
of his career. I remember that.
So yeah, and actually, Gabe, we're going to talk to him about the Bears.
Okay, good.
We're going to talk to Gabe about the Bears, and actually, he is a I think he's either a new dad or he's about to be a dad.
Get Pat McAfee. I would love to.
So his wife is expecting, or she's already popped.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
So yeah, but he's still willing to talk to us. So yeah, it should be great. We aren't gonna keep him long because he probably is gonna have a long night ahead of him.
I'm sure he does. Yeah. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right.
He's got a morning show, so he's gotta get up in the morning too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he has a morning show.
Yeah, be nice. Yeah, he's in the morning.
Yeah, so we're not gonna keep him long, but yeah, it should be fun. I can't wait. I don't know what the plugger is gonna look like, but I'll figure it out. But I think we are done here. I'm going to head to Taco Tuesdays at Tilly's. Tilly's on 1455 Ring Road.
Isn't it past your bedtime, T?
Quarter after 10, Terrence.
Yeah,
absolutely not. The night is just starting for me. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Man.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. I got to get some tacos, man. I'm hungry after drinking all this more. And this Uncle Nearest. So yeah, for Share Bear and my man that knows every single stat from the 80s and 90s basketball and football, my man JB, and the X Factor AB, I am T. Point guard, quarterback, coolest dude in the room. I'm not going to say when I'm the only dude in the room. I'm cool. We out.